Today's third video for you, top news story, is about a Fano commander who released a video message just a short while ago. The Fano commander says that his picture is being used, his name is being used, bank accounts are being opened in his name. Funds are being collected by Fano factions. He has nothing to do with these Fano factions. Who is this Fano commander? Second news story is from Eritrea. US embassy in Eritrea keeps on criticizing Eritrean government for a poor human rights record that journalists, dissidents are suffering in Eritrean prisons. But a UN delegation which visited Eritrea has released a statement. No mention of any human rights violations in Eritrea. The delegation is instead praising Eritrean government for some reforms. And lastly, we have a video clip for you from Tigray. The video clip is from a main town of Tigray. The video clip shows the life in Tigray's main cities. Is everything normal there? We have this clip for you. Firstly, a top Fano commander released a video message a short while ago. He is criticizing some new Fano factions that are using his name. Name of the Fano commander is Hassan Kiramo. He is a Muslim. He is part of Fano. And recently we saw his statements, his video messages after Gondar incident. In Gondar, Muslims and Christians clashed. More than a dozen Muslims were killed there. And after that, there were tensions. Still there are tensions between Muslim and Christian communities. And there was criticism against Fano, that Fano was involved there. Then he spoke in favor of Fano. He said that all Amharas were Fano. Muslims, Christians, all were part of Fano. Now he has some reservations against some Fano factions. What is he saying? Hassan Kiramo in the video message says that bank account has been opened using his picture and his name. You can see a picture on your screen. This picture was shared by Hassan Kiramo. This is a document showing a bank account. Amhara Wollo Fano is the name of the account holder. So Amhara Wollo Fano opened this bank account. And you can see picture of Hassan Kiramo as well. So Hassan Kiramo's picture was used, that he is part of Amhara Wollo Fano, to open this bank account. Obviously, donations and money transfers are underway. This account is receiving money. Hassan Kiramo in the video message says he has nothing to do with Amhara Wollo Fano, only his name is being used, firstly. Secondly, he says that he uses flag with star sign, but this Amhara Wollo Fano uses star-less flag. Generally, Fano commanders, Fano factions use starless Ethiopian flag. Okay, they don't use flag with star sign. But Hassan Kiramo says that he is in support of Ethiopian flag with star sign. But this Fano uses a flag without star sign. So he has nothing to do with this Fano faction. The Fano faction is only using his name. Amhara Wollo Fano, also called East Amhara Fano, it is newly formed Fano. It was formed after Tigray forces had to withdraw. They retreated from Amhara and Afar regions last year. Before that, Fano was mainly based in Gondar and Gojam areas. But after the start of Tigray conflict and after TDF's entry in Amhara Far regions, we saw new Fano factions in Oromia Special Zone, North Shore Zone of Amhara region, Wollo as well. This new faction of Fano has been involved in several conflicts. We saw clashes between this Fano faction and Ethiopian National Defense Force a few days ago. Then there was a protest in Woldia, in Kobo as well. A top commander of East Amhara Fano was arrested by ENDF. Later he was released. This new faction is involved in several conflicts recently. Hassan Kiramo is distancing himself from East Amhara Fano, Amhara Wollo Fano. Take a listen to what he said in the next news story.
ያለ ስራ ደግሞ አይገኝም። አሁን እንደኔ የምሰማው ምንድን ነው? መሳፍንትና ደምን ላራጋው የሚባል አለ የኛ ግራና የሱና የመሳፍንት ፎቶ አንድ ላይ አውጥተው አካውንት ከፍተው የውጭ ሀገር እርዳታ እየተረዱባቸው ነው የሚል ነገር አለ። ማን ያን አንደኛው ደግሞ ስሙን ጠራ።
Second news story is from Eritrea. Viewers, while US embassy in Eritrea keeps on criticizing Eritrean government for poor human rights record, the embassy keeps on calling for the release of imprisoned activists, imprisoned politicians, imprisoned journalists. UN delegation seems to be appreciating the new decisions taken by Eritrean government in connection with human rights situation. A top UN delegation visited Eritrea. It was a 3-day visit. It consisted of 3 members, representative of the Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights, UN, representative for the East Africa UN Human Rights Office, and 1 representative to African Union. These 3 persons visited Eritrea. They were briefed by several Eritrean ministers: Usman Saleh, Eritrean Foreign Minister, Eritrean Justice Minister, and several ministers. They held several meetings with this delegation. Now, delegation says that it was on a successful mission, that its mission for which it went to Eritrea, it was successful. Secondly, it says that Eritrean government is working on reforms regarding human rights situation in the country. Thirdly, it says that Eritrean government is striving to fulfill the norms, the promises regarding international standards of human rights situation. No mention of any human rights violations committed in Eritrea. And lastly, the statement issued by the delegation says that UN High Commissioner for Human Rights is hoping that this visit will be the start of a new robust relationship between UN Human Rights Commissioner and Eritrean government. Now, we do know that Eritrea is part of UN Human Rights Council as well, though we have seen campaign against Eritrean membership of the council. Russia was removed from this council a few days ago. And in votings held there, Eritrea supported Russia at Human Rights Council. So it seems that Human Rights Council is not as critical of Eritrean human rights record as US embassy in Eritrea is. But the delegation did not elaborate upon the reforms, the recent decisions made by Eritrean government to improve its human rights record, but it says that it was a successful mission. Lastly, viewers, we have a video clip for you from Tigray. The video clip is from a key town, key city of Tigray. Name of the city is Abe Adi. It's Tembien zone, central Tigray. And in the clip, you would see that the city is deserted. Hardly any vehicles can be seen on the roads. Hardly. And it's, I think, a long video, 1 to 2 minute long. You would see that there are almost no vehicles on roads. It shows a shortage of fuel as well. It shows that people have no money to buy fuel, even if there is fuel, though there is no fuel arriving freely in Tigray. Some fuel tankers have arrived, but those were only for the operation of humanitarian agencies. Tigray fuel stations are not selling fuel the way it is being sold in other parts of Ethiopia. And Tigray needs to keep its fuel in store as well. In case of new escalation, how will Tigray fuel its forces? It needs fuel. So whatever fuel is, I think it is being stored. That is why you would see that streets, roads are deserted in Abe Adi, a key town of Tigray. Watch this video clip from Abe Adi. Thanks for watching.